today, but time is now turning to the main event. These boys have been battling it out on the pitch all weekend to bring it to this point. It's finals time, with the plate coming up at 4 o'clock and then the cup final at 5. In the plate, we got Scotty's Tigers against the Marauders, and the finals sees the top two teams, the Tropics against RM 1664s. Tropics looking for a bit of revenge after going down to 1664 yesterday, so it's going to be pretty hotly contested stuff. So the one thing I think is probably missing from my life and your life at the moment is a refreshing beverage to enjoy the game. And who better to serve it than tournament organiser Richard Small. Mine's a cider, Rich.
I already knew that, mate. I've known you long enough, Burns, to know you like cider.
So, mate, first year of the tournament, how do you think it's gone?
I think it's gone fantastic. We've had the weather for it. We've had some great support down here. The party last night was absolutely incredible. And like you said, it went long into the hours. And the DJs, both the DJs and the musicians that were on yesterday, absolutely killed it. So yeah, pretty good so far, mate.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to come to the rugby in a second. I want to talk about the party, all right? Because it was lit out there, like big atmosphere out in the crowd. Vernon Kay brought the noise, and then my favourite was DJ Sweet Pea dropping a few old school UK garage hits.
So yeah, good old friend of mine, DJ Paul Sweet Pea Watson. He used to be a Marbella DJ. He's DJ'd out in Ibiza. Good friend of mine. As soon as I turned around and said to him that I was hosting a festival, he was the first on the list.
Well, he certainly brought like a lot of energy, and there's big smiles all around, like everywhere that I was looking last night. And this is year one, right? It's foundation blocks to build something bigger and better over the years.
Yeah, definitely. So we've already had a lot of interest from a lot of supporters that were here yesterday, are saying that they're going to bring teams in, their own sevens teams that they usually play for. We've had a couple of companies that came down that turned around and said, look, absolutely incredible, let's chat in a month. And then also Vernon Kay and I had a great chat about a few other things as well. So yeah, next year is looking epic already.
Yeah, Big Vern's going to put a team in, is he?
Hopefully.
little celebrity all-star action, but the party doesn't stop.
No,
last night, it's still going on today. People starting to get a little bit livelier around the bar, and we got the DJs back on tonight.
Yeah, so back by popular demand, Sweet Pea Watson is back on tonight. We also have an amazing solo guitarist. His name's Billy Keane. He is absolutely incredible. He's going to come and close the party down tonight. So if you're out there right now and you're wondering what to do on a Sunday, get yourself down. Bank holiday weekend, Sunday fun day. We're going to have free tickets to this event today. Free tickets to the event, and we're going to have plenty of drinks offers on all the way through the day. We've got 2 great finals coming up, and then after that we've got one hell of a party as well.
There you go, you heard it from the boss here first. Free Sunday fun day. And we're going to be spending a bit of time together this afternoon. So why don't we get social on the social media using the hashtag LDN7s. But it's time to talk about the rugby because, excuse me, mate.
Sorry, my man.
Because that's what binds us all together. That's what we're all here for. What about these 2 finals? How do you think they're going to go?
Right, so these 2 finals, a little bit about the teams then. So we've got Scotty's Tigers. Scotty's Tigers are very close to my heart because it's a team that I manage. I manage the girls and the boys with a girl called Nikki O'Donnell, and we support a charity called Scotty's Little Soldiers that work for the kids of Fallen. They're up against the RM Marauders first. Again, another team very close to my heart. I used to play for them when I was in the Marines myself. So they're battling out for the plate final today. Both teams are struggling a little bit with injuries from yesterday, but they both managed to field a full team. It's going to be one hell of a game. Moving on from that, we've got RM 1664 that took the scalp yesterday against the Tropics, but the Tropics are very, very hungry. They said they got their game plan all wrong against the Marines. They stopped playing sevens rugby. The Marines stopped them doing that. So today, they've already told me that they're going to win. The Marines have already said, we've got this. So yeah, one hell of a final coming up for the cup final, and I can't wait.
Tell you what, Smalley, you're all right at that. You're going to put me out of a job soon with any more analysis like that. So there you have it. 2 great finals with the plate coming up at 4, and then we've got a few shenanigans in the interim after that game to fill things up. We've got the city size fitness challenge, and we're going to have a few hijinks going along in the bar as well. So with that in mind, it's time to hit the pitch. We've got Scotty Eburn on the 1s and 2s who's calling the game, and I've got a bit of business to take care of here. So catch you after the final. Grass unturned. And I think it's going to be hotly contested, you know. There's a plate on the line. They'll be disappointed not to be in the cup, but the plate is the way to salvage a tournament, no doubt about it.
Well, both two teams slightly different in stature and perhaps style. Scottish Tigers got a bit more leg on their team, so happy to run with the gas in the wide channels, whereas the Marauders might just try and bully them up front slightly more.
Tell you what, there's some big old units out there, isn't there? Look at the number 12, just sort of, well, marauding around the park.
Nothing else.
With intent. I wouldn't like to catch him on a soft shoulder running straight and hard.
Well, the Tigers will be certainly hoping to use the outside channels and put the gas men in those sorts of areas, the areas which will threaten the Marauders at most.
Well, you can see how much they've been putting out there this tournament. Look at the number 5 for Scotties. He's a walking advert for a tape machine at the moment.
I mean, his head's been strapped up 3 or 4 times already. Blood everywhere in the first game yesterday for the Tigers, and their final game he had to be carried off at 2 separate intervals. So we're hoping that he manages to keep his head bandaged up today. There was talk of stitches, I remember, yesterday, but the Marauders on the ascendancy early on in this game, already charging into the Tigers 22, and it's their number 8 stepping off his right foot, coming back inside, looking for some support from the Marauders 10. He's going to crash over, and that is an early score, a very soft score for the Tigers to concede, but it was the Marauders who smashed through the middle of the park through their big number 8, and good support from their 10 to finish it off.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Scotties are looking a little bit drowsy at the moment. Bit of a catnap for the Tigers, if you don't mind me saying. And they'll be disappointed to concede that early and go behind. You don't want to be yielding a lead straight from the get-go, especially in a final.
I mean, lovely little dummy and step off the right foot several times. The 10 here looked like he'd lost his legs already, but he just managed to, well, roll that one over in the end.
Yeah, head down and just powered through.
So an opportunity here for the Royal Marines to come away with the cup and the plate. They're interchanging players yesterday between the two sides. I think they've got 2 comfortably full squads for the 2 games this afternoon in the cup and the final.
Yeah, I think comparably to the training they do down in Lympstone, this is probably a bit of a walk in the park for them, playing just 2 days rugby on the bounce.
Well, you'd hope so. They did going quite hard last night. What an offload just before contact there. The Tigers, big number 14, we've seen him blaze down the touchline yesterday. Tigers now getting some possession for the first time in this match. Offload doesn't find a teammate, so it will be a line out to the Marauders inside the Tigers half. Another opportunity for them to attack from the set piece. Still got some good numbers here. There's talk of a few interesting events going on in between the plate and the cup final, Joe. I believe you're going to be taking part, so this is almost a warm-up for you.
Yes, no one is safe at the LDN Sevens when it comes to getting involved in the banter, and I'll be making a guest appearance in the City Size Gym Challenge. How much I'll be able to offer is probably pretty limited.
And what a break through the middle here. The number 3 for the Marauders seizing the gap. And the Tigers at the moment just looking slightly weak in defence. We saw this man score a few yesterday.
In that touch game, real flight of foot, wasn't he?
Yeah, like a mad as a box of frogs hopping all over the shop. So it's the Marauders who lead 14 points to 0. 3 minutes into this plate final here at the LDN Sevens in the beautiful Chiswick, just north of the river. Lots of sport, a real sporting hub in this corner of London. A scorching corner of the globe this weekend. What a bank holiday. Well, the take from the restart looked as if it was going to be something out of Space Jam, but in the end it hit the deck. So again, another opportunity from the set piece from the Marauders. We've seen already how clinical they are from the line out. Let's see what tricks they've got up their sleeve from the scrum.
Yeah, a little bit short on quality so far in this, if I'm being honest, Scotty. But let's hope it's the first 7 minutes, blow the cobwebs out from the night before. It was difficult not to get sucked into the party vortex last night, so I'll give them a pass for the first 7 minutes.
And what did you make of Vernon's Special K last night?
Big Vern on the ones and twos, yeah, mate. Banged out all the floor fillers, got the crowd pumping, got some people up on stage dancing and rapping along to Taylor Swift. It was an experience.
I mean, that was magic, wasn't it? That Taylor Swift, well, I'm not sure you call it a rap, more of just an abysmal chant, really. But
mate, can't go wrong with a bit of Tay-Tay.
She's my girl, 101. Step back inside from the Tigers, trying to break out of their own 22, struggling to find some space. Into the hands of their gas men now, the referee calling it back. A couple of knocks here already. Our referees have been anxiously waiting to take part this afternoon. Been warming up for hours, oiling up, ready to look good on camera.
Looking resplendent in pink, I must say, Scotty.
Hashtag pretty in pink. And the hashtag LDN7s if you want to get in touch via Twitter. Let us know what you've made of the tournament this weekend. Thanks to everybody on Unilad for joining us.
It's not too late to get amongst it either. You heard Smalley there. So the party doesn't stop until the early hours of tonight. So when the victors are crowned and they've got the spoils, get yourself down here and share a drink with us and enjoy the music on offer.
I mean, what a better way to end or sort of round up the second day of your bank holiday. Big night tonight here at Chiswick Rugby Club, but it's the Marauders trying to attack now from the base of the scrum. Solid at the set piece, but well contested by Tigers, who have now stolen it inside their 22. Looking to move the ball wide, trying to spot a gap, stepping back inside, brushing off a few would-be tacklers. Rolling around the defence, here we go, all fumbled forward. And he loves his Space Jam moves, doesn't he? Marauders now trying to go on their own, and it looks as if they're going to get the... They are just managing to squeeze out of that final last-ditch tackle. And that is the third try in this first half under the posts for the Marauders. We thought Scottish Tigers would bring more to this one. So far, they've been a bit slow to get going, and all possession and all territory has been down in their 22, but what an absolute shocker of a conversion attempt. Just trying to break through there. Needed really some support, did the Scottish Tigers, number 14.
Yeah, I think they're trying to do a little bit too much on their own at the moment and force the magic specky pass when really they just get it through the hands, move the opposition around. You mentioned before there's a big difference in the athleticism. The Marauders are a much larger side, so if they're moving it coast to coast, making their big boys work, then they can create opportunities for themselves in the space as the game continues.
Missed at the restart by Tigers. The Marauders managing to collect the loose ball. Still going strong, but brushed out into touch, so it will be a Marauders ball at the line out. The sun beating down 1664s. Both of these two teams well accustomed to rock solid pitches, a great track for running rugby. And it's a delight that the weather is so fortunate this weekend. So good to see some numbers here still this weekend. And I think Joe Burns has just managed to gather a few of the superstars from the Royal Marine Marauders who have just taken the plate final competition here with a convincing 40 points to 12 victory against Scottish Tigers. So Joe, what have you got for us pitch side?
Final 12 points to 40. The Marauders, the victors, Scotty's Tigers vanquished. We're here with a couple of the victorious heroes who guided the Marauders to that brilliant win. Must be stoked, boys.
Yeah, happy days. Always good to finish the weekend with a win. For the Marauders side, it's the first time we've come together as a team this tournament, so yeah, really happy with that.
So it's your first time all together. Give us a sense of the background. How do you guys all get together?
Let's start off with the 1664s. Probably got big last season, trying to get a few lads in for that. We only have one team. This season we're going in for the Marauders, trying to get a second team development side. And today we're kind of putting a good shift and absolutely smashed it. I'm really proud of the lads. Everyone did it absolutely amazingly. It was good.
So like the ambition has been to, you know, the Marauders, the development side, maybe you guys are going to go for take the plate today, and then obviously you want the 1664s to get the big cup.
Yeah, definitely that's the big one. Be on the sideline ready to run on if they need us, but yeah, 2 wins from 2 teams, not bad. Yeah, be a good finish to the weekend.
Walk away with a big win. Big win today.
Yeah,
absolutely amazing.
Big night in the bar.
Yeah.
Big celebration in the bar. You're saying you're a little bit dusty from last night's shenanigans,
yeah,
but
some,
tough work out there in the heat.
Definitely, yeah. It must be. I think it's like 25 degrees right now, so it's a bit of a sweaty one, but that's what it is.
And how long have you guys been playing with each other? How much opportunity do you get to train together?
Once every couple of weeks. We only really get to come train together when tournaments are on. So like when we started training together on Friday evening, somehow come away with a win today. So it must be
as a team, that's our first outing as a team. So it's quite hard to train because we've got lads up in Scotland, lads down in Plymouth, so a bit of a logistical nightmare, but yeah.
Logistical nightmare, but a bit of silverware though, so you can't complain.
It's not bad. If we trained, we'd be half decent, wouldn't we?
Well, you'd be pushing the boys in the 1664s, right? And a lot of you guys in the same regiment, or you're very disparate, as you just said?
Yeah, all around, so a few up from up in Scotland near Dundee, and then right down in Plymouth, just all over the shop. So.
And what other tournaments have you got lined up?
Bournemouth Sevens is the next big one. I think a lot of lads are looking forward to that. A good day for a free-dayer. Small ones in between here and there, but I think Bournemouth's the big one this year.
Finishing off with Chester, I think, at the end of the season, so it's a good social.
Okay, so taking down all the big tournaments then, including LDN. Have you had a good time here so far?
Yeah, brilliant setup. It's got the potential to be massive. Great setup. Last night was brilliant. Vernon K on the decks. Yeah,
unbelievable setup. There isn't anything you couldn't want here, right? Obviously got the food, like the sweet stage set up, and like a bit of a gig last night.
The social atmosphere is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
The lads can complain one bit. Absolutely fantastic.
And the big screen's pretty cool as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not bad. We look all right, don't we? I'd say.
Just going to jump in, like, boys. Congratulations. Well done. That's the first final done of the. That's the first final of the year done. Plate winners. I'm going to pinch them to win both of them now. I really do. The Royal Marines, I think, are gonna do the Tropics this year. I hope the Tropics put up a good fight, and they have the potential to win that quite easily. But at the same time, that's the Royal Marines second team, and they've just shown there how class they really are. And their first team, every single one of those boys is pushing for that first team now. So mega proud of everyone.
I was going to say there's a huge amount of strength and depth now, because I met the 1664s last year and it was just beginning to become big. So they've obviously inspired a youthful generation like yourselves to now crack on and chase a bit of sevens.
Yeah, definitely. It's just growing. Want to grow. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
It's only getting bigger and better. Only getting bigger and better.
Good stuff, boys. Well, congratulations. I'll let you shoot off. You're going to be seeing Smalley for a glittering ceremony later on the day, but I know you guys want to get out of the sun, a bit of water, then maybe treat yourself to a cider. So guys, there you have it. Marauders, first victors of the day, plate winners, big win over Scotty's Tiger, and they really deserved it. Very physical performance, and they showed a huge amount of desire. I think just talking to them there now, you realise what's at stake to them. They can go on to greater riches with their own regiment rugby team. But moving away from the rugby and on to something I promised you a little bit earlier. Sevens these days, it's not just about the rugby. Obviously, we've spoken about the party, but there's a lot of other sports coming into it and getting involved. And this time here at the LDN Sevens, we've got the city size gym challenge. In fact, Brownie, who's the little sort of the plate maestro, I'm gonna grab him to just give us a little bit of a taste and explanation as to what the city size challenge is about. He looks like a man who knows his way around a weight room. It's a bit of physical prowess, so you can give us an expert noise on this.
Okay, so obviously city size, massive gym working in the city down Wandsworth. Big on their rugby, ex-rugby conditioners. So we've got Natalie Talai who works for them. They've got other ex-pros and other top athletes who work there. So you're getting first-hand info from ex-pros. You've got all the knowledge of how you need to progress in terms of your development and everything like that. So they're bringing this down to us. They want to show off their wares. They want that to spread as well. And it's so relevant to what we're doing in the rugby world as well as other athletes. So We're just going to show you now with a bit, with Natalie leading this.
So yeah, come on. Let's find out what the challenge is actually. Natalie, you step into my office for a second, big boy. So what have we got the teams doing here? We've got a bit of a relay going on.
Yeah, so we've got 4 stations here. So we've got a small circuit going on here. So it's a down and up sprint every 5 meters. Okay. That person will do the run. Once he finishes or she finishes, comes and tags the person to the deadlift. So it's for reps. Okay, you're relying on the person to finish as quick as he or she can. Then you're on the deadlifts. Okay, then you swap in. The person that's running will come over to the bags. So they'll be slamming these bags. Okay? So we have
Guys, an active interview, let alone challenge.
So we have one of the guys or girls slamming on the bags. Then you swap in. Then there's one doing mountain climbers. So it's a quick turnaround. So you finish on the runs. So whoever finishes the whole circuit quicker and the first wins.
And how many we got on the teams?
So apparently we've got 8 people, so 4 per team. So we're working with numbers at the moment. So 4 so far.
And it's going to be absolutely brutal.
Oh, it's quick, but it's intense.
I mean, it's a bit of fun this year, just like have a bit of crap. But maybe next year, what are we going to be looking at? Maybe a competition amongst gyms and have you know, people who are doing like CrossFit and stuff like that coming down doing like the city size challenge.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we've got a hopefully we will be working with Performance UK because they kitted out our gym. So fingers crossed, you know, they get us set up for us next season. So you know, we're getting there.
Good stuff. All right. Well, a little bit of fun today. Sounds like it's going to be a little bit more brutal. Unfortunately, I think that I've been roped into doing this as well. So I'm going to have to hand the mic back to Scotty Eburn, who's going to be calling commentary on this. And apologies if I come back a little bit sweaty after this.
It's worth the beer, trust me.
It's worth the beer. It's worth the beer. You heard it from the big man himself. Scotty, over to you, mate.
Thanks, Joe. Well, I'm not quite sure what's going to be going on here. The city-sized gym challenge crafted by Burnsy and Browner. Look at Joe de-rigging his kit, but still not quite sure what's going to be happening. Just a bit of a briefing here.
We've got one more guy to step in to make the numbers. We've got 11.
But this is going to be some questionable fitness capabilities, but it will be fun to watch, no doubt. The Tigers, some of the females we've had here this weekend, who we would have seen within the sort of charity touch rugby game yesterday evening.
4, 5, 6, okay? So that's your group. Okay. So you girls will be working against each other. Okay. So basically whoever
and our very own host,
wins,
Joe Burns.
1 round, okay? So, okay, you got one person starting it off. So you got one station.
This is
the
the
second
example.
station is your burpees, okay? Your deadlifts. This is for the ladies, okay? The guys you working on
deadlift.
Boys. Okay.
They're going to run down.
There's another station.
To the bags.
Slams, okay? So overhead.
Pick them up. Throw it down.
Pick it up. Slam it. Okay.
Look at that for the form.
And you got.
Wouldn't want to meet him on a Friday night.
Mountain climbers.
Some mountain climbers.
Then squat jumps.
Some jump squats.
Yes. The last person, just press ups. Easy.
Beautiful press ups.
So, how this is going to work is this
we're
guy
over
will
to
set
the
your team off. The quicker he finishes, the
cones.
quicker you swap. If he does it really slow, you'll be on that bad boy as long as he's doing this. Okay? The shuffle is this. So, you got 1, 2, 3 yellows and a white.
Yeah.
Okay? So, you're doing off the floor, you're running, you turn it, pushing off, back off the floor as fast as you can. So, on the first cone is 3.
To end with some shuttle runs.
Third cone 1. The white, you just run all the way and back. You come, you tag the person on the deadlift.
30 metres in length, so they'll keep going
So 3
forwards and
times,
back.
you go to the yellow 3 times. So 3, 2, 1. Okay? Then you tag deadlift. Okay? Once the deadlift is going, the person that's on the slams, you're on the deadlifts. You keep pushing in. This person straight into the press ups. You understand? So station 1, okay? Station 2, station 3, okay? Slams. 4. 5. Yes. 6. So, the first person will come to station 6. 6, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3. The last person that started at 6 will finish at 1. And that's you done. Okay, the quicker you finish it, the slower you do this, the slower your team moves around. Okay? Right. So let's get one at a station.
Yeah.
It's only 5 minutes work.
And then we all change. We're doing this. What happens?
Oh, no, hang on, who game's first? We'll swap. I think it's the other guy.
That's fine. So everyone has to fucking go at this, apparently. Oh, there's 2 girls. Huh?
Doing it at the same time, and then we move round.
Yeah. You guys ready? No.
So once you finish the run, press up stage.
Yeah, you go straight to press up.
See, this is where you
He's squatting. One of you do the slam, and one of you do
So you'll do, if you go on,
Do press ups.
squats.
So when we finish, when they come to us, we'll go
So
to
you guys are
running.
competing against each
We're going to do press ups, and then we'll go to running.
Don't worry, these don't know what this team don't know what's going on. Take a.
What am I on? You get it?
Quasi.
Together, so.
Quasi. I'll start.
So you work until they're done. Okay, over. They are leaving your group.
So I think
You understand?
our instructional video has just finished, and all the players and supporters and everybody involved
Yeah.
this weekend.
and then when they finish,
The
they'll
sequence.
go to there, they'll go to there, they'll go to there, they'll go to there, they'll
So
go
it's
to
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I think there might
1
be a time
moves to
limit.
6, 6 to
I'm
5,
not sure
5
whether
to
this is
4, 4 to
competitive
3. Okay, and you move on that way.
Some form of pride at stake.
It all depends on this station. The quicker you do it, the quicker your transfer. Understand? Okay?
Was this squat?
Well,
Yeah, squat jumps. Squat. So it's a proper squat jump. This is a squat jump.
some questionable press-up techniques there. We've got jump squats on the left, press-ups on the right.
Ready?
We're going to pan round to the mountain climbers.
That's it.
Here go the
Come back.
deadlifts and the
Both
shuttles.
these back here. Off the floor. Go, go, go. Right, 10, come back. I said, off the floor here.
5 metres forward.
One more.
USA! USA! USA!
Now let's go 2. That's it, that's it, that's it. Good. 10 back. Off the floor. Back.
Look at that deadlift form as well.
It's nearly finished.
Let's go, keep working.
Hurry up, guys. Come on, Joe, stop slacking.
I'm not quite sure
Yes, boys, good shot.
who's winning or if anybody's losing, but this is certainly looks to me a bit like a Call on Me video for 2018. So
Take it. Keep working.
all we need is some colourful
Swap in. Let's go.
knee-high socks rolled around their ankles, and here we go. Change or time. Look at that for some jump squat technique.
Keep it going. Let's go.
Some of those blokes are absolutely battered in terms of their press-ups.
Smalley, let's go. Come on. Chest to the floor. Chest to the floor.
And maybe we can get a close-up on Joe Burns. How's he getting on?
That's it. Let's work.
I think he's slamming the tackle bags down at the moment.
I said, finish it
Oh
off.
my
Smalley,
God,
let's go.
Sully!
Bring it back.
My thighs are killing me!
Tag it. Let's go. Tag it. Let's go. Tag it. Let's go. Swap it over. Let's go. Press up. Let's go. Push it in. Let's go.
Joe, Mr.
Press
Richmond,
ups. Let's go.
this is not what I signed up for. At the moment.
Swap over. Let's go. You guys on the bags.
Pulled the short straw.
Right. Let's go. Just pick it up. Slam it down. Yeah. Slam it. Let's go.
Ballet Pilates
Take
has
your time. But
certainly
just
been
keep
working
getting the reps in. Okay. Make sure you.
straight neck, straight back.
to interview people when they're working. No, no
Child's
stitch up,
play.
pal. You want to straighten that back. Get your arse down a bit lower.
That pin's as long as he.
This is almost a bit like a torture chase, but there is good fun and spirit involved.
It's your last one. Tag in, let's go, straight into it, let's go. Off the floor, straight into it, buddy, let's go. Speed it up.
And I think there's a few people cheating down on the press up, so maybe we have a little bit of a look at them. Get the camera in their face to try and make them work a little bit harder.
Joe versus Joe.
I mean, unfortunate for Joe because he's been paired with perhaps the fastest guy in the tournament this weekend, Mr. 14 from Scottish Tigers. We saw him with that incredible 95-metre run earlier on. So a few of these guys working really hard on the deadlifts. Look at that girl power on the tackle back slams. There's Mr. Rich Small.
Easy money.
Cameras on his face. Look at that. Much better. He's putting the work in now. When you put the camera on people, they don't put a shift in.
Good work, everyone. Keep it going.
Oh, look at that for a press up. I mean, come on.
Have a go. Keep it going.
It's right with a good form.
Change. Change. Spin round. On it goes.
Big cheers from the women on the deadlift.
Let's go, Cliff! Girls deadlifting.
And Maria Sharapova
Go on, keep it going. Big lift.
Look at that.
Come on, guys, more
Great
chest,
work.
let's
She's
go.
going to give us another one. I mean, she's wearing green, so it must be roasting hot.
Nice work, ladies, good work.
J'adore le deadlift.
Your last set.
Do we start running or do we start going down?
Ready, you guys ready? Ready?
Roll out.
Let's go, swap in. Let's go.
Oh, he's
Ready,
smashing it.
Go,
Easy.
press ups, buddy.
So I think we'll be
lumberjack.
crowning
There you go. Swap in deadlifts, brother.
someone
Good. Push it over. You're almost
LDN
done.
7's fittest
Let's go. Get
fan.
off the floor.
Do this one, big time.
That's it. Good.
Light work.
Good work. Good. That's it.
On it go. Show up. Show the boys out.
Shuttles, tackle back slams going on. What a way to burn off last night's
Easy.
Nice slam.
antics and prepare for this evening's
How's that
activity.
after a sevens game?
Mate,
Got it. Earn your piss. Come on.
It's almost like we've got a bunch of old age pensioners out to try and do some activity, and no disrespect to anybody out there, but it's so hot and they've worked so hard all weekend. It's very difficult for them
Finishing it. We're finishing here.
to pluck up any energy, or certainly what little energy they have. And a great finish, look at that. Dick Colin Jackson would be proud of.
Well done, guys.
And a finish like Usain Bolt. So I think Carnage sporting activity has finished. A few people blowing a little bit harder than others. I think we're going to head over to
I'm
Joe.
not sure anyone was the winner in that whole thing. If you want to have fun at a sevens tournament, don't do the city size challenge. If you want to get a good nick for a bit of sevens, though, you want to get on that side of action.
Yeah, exactly. I think, it's just what we're trying to do here is implement the fundamentals of playing a rugby match. It takes strength and body movement.
Yeah.
And it's not about lifting heavier weight. It's reasonably, body weight ideally. But if you can move your body weight at a certain intensity, you'll be fine. Okay. Some people are not used to a deadlift movement. That's why we're trying to not make it too heavy.
Yeah.
But our programs are set to build you in 3 months, get you fitter, stronger, faster. More explosive.
And is the environment, is it training like a team like that? Because I know that if I had to do that on my own, I'd be hating life even more. But when you're in the trenches with the boys and the girls, then you're working hard for each other.
Yeah, we're a community field gym. Okay, everyone's training hard, but there's always banter being dropped left, right, and centre. And it's just planting the positive seed that you can do it. You can do it. And keep pushing each other. Everyone's broken in between sets, but it's just the person next to you that's building you up. Giving you the confidence to keep pushing and finishing the whole set.
Good stuff. All right. Well,
hey, you deserve a beer, man.
It's all about the banter, apparently. Although I'm struggling to see it from that point of view. Regretting that cider that I had just beforehand massively. But good bit of fun down here. We've got some good guys telling us important things about how to condition ourselves for sevens, and it's a good little bit of fun, if not exhausting. So we've got the next final, the cup final, coming up to you at 5 o'clock. It's the Tropics against the RM 1664s. The 1664s beating the Tropics in the group stages yesterday, so the Tropics have time to shine and seek a little bit of revenge on their old foes.
Interview Rich Small and Phil.
just going to wander over to the bar, which is a place I feel a lot more at home at. Try and get through these picketed fence. We're going to go catch up with a couple of people. To give you a little bit of flavour. In fact, we've got some other people to do a bit of speak on my behalf because I'm a little bit goosed. But we're actually here with Calvin and Gavin, a couple of Chiswick Rugby Club stalwarts. So we've got some exciting stuff going on down here at Chiswick. They've got a whole redevelopment of the facility, a 4G pitch coming in, new facilities. Going to be bringing a lot more rugby, a lot more community sport to the area, aren't you? Please feel free to speak as long as you like, please.
Yeah, I'll kick it off. So, okay, yeah, you can hear me, yeah? Yeah, well, it's an exciting time at Chiswick. Okay. We're looking at getting a 4G pitch put in, 3G pitch put in over the off-season, kick off first game in September. We're also looking at redeveloping our clubhouse, so 4G change, new referees room, a couple of physios. And yeah, really exciting. One of the big things for me is that we're getting beach quality club nights as well. So events like this we'll be able to do in the evenings, and we'll have able to play on Friday nights during the week.
And that's not just with a view for Chiswick RFC, it's about sport generally in the area and providing for the community.
Yeah, I should go on first. Gavin kind of said it all. The facilities are going to be fantastic. But more importantly for us, we're reaching out to communities. It means we can run bench rugby, mini rugby, junior rugby, brand new architectural pitch league. We can play from 9 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. The community will get involved. It's not just rugby, we play football on it, any kind of sports, and we'll have so much people kind of visiting Chiswick to the sidelines, hopefully train the players and take us to the next level.
Again, when's this all coming into place? Is it going to be ready in time for the season, ready in time for LDN 7's Mark II this time next year?
Absolutely, sir. This is probably the last thing we're going to do on this pitch, and then at the end of this month the diggers come in. They have a 12 to 14 week period where they think it should be ready, so we think we're going to be good to go for the start of the season. So our boys will kick off the brand new artificial pitch and exciting times to follow.
It's going to be sad to say goodbye to the old place and getting goodbye to the grass pitch, but as you said, there's pretty good opportunities that come with it. Moving on to the tournament though, that we've had here this weekend. It's the first time, I know you guys have posted 7 tournaments in the past, pretty consistent. First time LGN 7's been here. What do you thought? You enjoyed the vibe, you enjoyed the play going on with it?
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I came down yesterday not really knowing what to expect. And I thought it was spectacular. Real quality rugby played out there. The Chiswick team gave it their all. And then some of these Marines and Army guys are spectacular in full flight. And then the evening, you guys were here. It was standout. I thought it was absolutely top show and really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good, right? And we were speaking before off camera, Calvin, about the potential to make it multi-sport as well. You've got the hockey pitch there. I know the council own those. We've got the football going on today as well. It'd be great to bring in like some women's sport as well, don't you think?
Well, that's kind of part of the plan at the moment. We run 4 senior sides. We have minis and juniors rugby. There is talk of a women's side. That's obviously going to take a little bit of time to grow. But I think with things like the artificial pitch and the people that come to visit, we'll get our name out there. We'll have women using the artificial pitch, and hopefully from that will grow and we'll be able to get a women's side sooner rather than later.
Righto boys, so exciting time to be part of Chiswick RFC and its growing future. Yeah? Good stuff boys, well thanks so much for having us down here. Oh, 1 second, surprise, surprise, Smalley has something to add.
Hello again everyone. I'd just like to add that I'm going to do a little announcement right now. It's a little bit of a thing for next year. We are actually going to have women's teams, not just women's rugby teams next year. We are improving, so 2019 we're going to have hockey and netball at LDN 7s. So we're expanding, we're going to get bigger, we're going to get better. There's going to be more glamping tents, there's going to be a lot more camping, and yeah, this is a 10-year plan to start with, and then we'll see where we go from there, mate.
So just finally, I'd just like to say thank you to Richard giving us the opportunity to host this. This is the very first one. It's a 10-year game plan and we're really excited to be part of it. We think only the introduction of the artificial pitch can only help, and we're looking forward to helping Richard grow his ambitions.
Well said, Calvin. Exciting stuff. We had a good time so far. I'm going to leave you boys to it. I've sufficiently caught my breath back now, and I've stopped sweating absolute bullets, so I'm looking vaguely presentable now on screen. So there you go. Exciting times here at Chiswick RFC, and exciting times to the LDN Sevens ahead. Obviously, it's been a big weekend so far. It's only going to get bigger over the years, and exciting stuff to have women's sport coming in and making a splash as well. We've got the final, the cup final, coming up at 5 p.m. As I said, going to give you a little snapshot of some of the riches that are on offer. Not that ice bucket, although I'm sure that'll be put to good use later. We've got a pretty glamorous trophy here. Obviously the plate has just been decided, medals galore, and definitely things to be playing for. So I think that's probably about it from me down here. We're going to be bringing you the game shortly, so until time, sit fast, grab yourself a drink, and get ready for the final.
We've had the tough game at the moment. Now it's, that's the kind of lung buster. It's now about kind of finding a bit more form, keeping hold of the ball, and yes, some more times to flow.
Okay. And you're not too worried that it's all Marines and the Marines again?
They're Marines, aren't they? If they were Army, I'd be scared, but Army's, yeah.
They'll run out of steam. Yeah. I'll give them 3 minutes in the next game, they'll be knackered, we'll be fresh.
So are you pacing it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we take it in our stride. Obviously the boys are just rehydrating now with the beers. It's a nice day, why not?
Excellent. And so the inaugural Sevens,
yep.
It's got obviously the weather out, so it's got a great feel to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Like for us as players at Chiswick Rugby Club, I don't think we've ever seen anything as organised as this before. So yeah, it's really nice to see. Good work.
Excellent. Yeah, no, it's looking good. Well, there's the first try coming in under the bar. Literally, nearly. So, Scott, over to you.
Well, Rich, we couldn't get you off the mic there, and Tropics have already scored their first try of the game, so next time let's get the handover a bit quicker. But a great opening score, some good passage of play from the Tropics. Very much a specialist Sevens setup. They're coming together throughout the summer season, playing various tournaments, and it's delighted everyone here that they've decided to come to Chiswick for the London Sevens this weekend. The Royal Marines not firing on all cylinders in the first 90 seconds of this game, but they will get a chance to take possession, something they've not had yet in this game. And this is a try scorer, the man who converted his own try. It's made a hash of that kick-off, so it will be the Marines with a chance to take a tap and go here on halfway. Big man in midfield, going to go on his own. Number 12. Tough to take him down, but a great tackle from Tropics. And that, unfortunately, is Angus Clogg of the Tropics just getting palmed off 20 metres out, and it's a direct return score for the Marines. So, close contest already here. Both these two teams very strong up front, but clearly a lot of pace as well. So step inside and look at this for a fend. I'm sure the Tropics won't want to see the replay of that on the big screen. So 7-all in this game. A chance now for Tropics to break from behind their own try line into the hands of their speedster on the left wing, and he's already gassed two. Coming back inside now. Through the middle of another two, looking for some support. Great offload, well taken. It's gone to the deck. The referee saying play on in midfield. Again, trying to attack down that far touchline. Into the hands of the pacemen. Well, what a line that was. Talk about attacking at pace. Coming on the short line in rugby, and that was a great example of it. A few of the Marine players not too happy, thinking it was a knock-on or it rolled forward. And that's through the uprights. So the Tropics immediate response here. Lovely switch in midfield from inside their 22. A break down the far touchline, getting the arms free so they can make the offload, and a fantastic 65-metre run in from their number 7. A score at a canter in the end for the Tropics. This is the London Sevens. We're at the home of Chiswick Rugby Club. Tropics sending that one short. Fumbled by the Marines. Doing well to clear it out of that ruck and retain possession, putting their well-known muscle to the test. Coming back inside, trying to look through a gap in the defence, needing some support. The offload is good, still working down that far touchline. Big hit, knock forward, so it's in the hands of the Tropics. Needing some support is their number 1 with a questionable top knot. The ball back in his hands, he's running backwards, I'm not sure he knows which side he's on here. But back into midfield, they've slowed this one down, just taking a moment, try and get everyone behind the ball, but they're steaming down that far touchline, still going here. Slipping through the Marine tackles, and the Tropics putting themselves 2 scores in front of the Marines. And that is a 3rd try in the first half for the Tropics. Kicking from behind the post here. Successful conversion. So that's 3 from 3 for the Tropics. The second game of the weekend here. Lovely outside break. Beating 2 defenders on the touchline. Stepping on hot coals. Great gas from all in this Tropic side so far. The Marines still finding their way into this game. Change of tact from the Tropics, sending that one long. Again, not collected, so it will be a line out to the Tropics. Just on the outside of the Marines, 22. Temperature certainly hotting up here. Right, it looks as if that one has rolled into the 22, so even better for the Tropics. Taking the short option. Looking to go wide straight away here. They've got the speed and they've got the pace, trying to go around the outside channel. Stopped, stepped inside. Looking for some support, bringing it left. Choice of a crossfield kick, and it has been collected by a Tropic pair of hands. Looking to use it through the hands here. Step back inside, the number 10 showing some speed. Tap back, still going here are the Tropics. A chance for them to score in the corner. Will they get there? Stepped inside. Last ditch tackle, not quite enough. And that is a 4th score for the Tropics here. Royal Marines left wanting in their opening game. This is the men's open competition, the elite competition of the 2018 London Sevens. And whilst the rugby so far in the opening 2 games has been hot, the social event this evening will be just as electric. We have Vernon Kay on the decks, hoping something near 2,000 people will be here to not only celebrate rugby. Okay, so we're back with the final game of this weekend's LDN Sevens, the cup final between the Tropics and the Royal Marines 1664s. The referee just doing the coin toss for the kickoff. 7 minutes each way. The Tropics will play from left to right in the first half. The Royal Marines from right to left. You can't miss the Tropics in their distinctive black, white and orange strips. The Marines in their typical navy and red shirts. The Marines will kick off. A big game here, £750 prize fund to the victors. And Joe Burns has joined me once again. Joe, close contest yesterday. It was the 1664s that came out victors 33 points to 12. Who do you think is going to take it?
Yeah, so pretty comprehensive victory. I know you said, speaking to the Tropics, they felt they got their tactics wrong. I mean, they're a decent outfit, but the 1664s are so revved up, especially after watching their Marauders win the plate. I think it's going to go 1664's way, but let's see.
I mean, just looking at that skill from the receiving the kick there, you know, tap back, very well drilled side, aren't they, the Marines? But it's the Marauders right now who are showing a turn of pace. One man trying to break away, he gets tackled. Well, great offload. Oh, and it's speaking about the Marines with a great start, it's the Tropics who have come away with the opening score.
Great score. Brilliant break and fantastic support from Fermin Torres down that left wing, the big Venezuelan. He plays back row, can play centre, can play wing, so he's really purpose-built for a bit of sevens, is big Fermin.
And this conversion not successful, but look at this for a break, slicing through the heart of the Marine defence. Good cover tackle, but a great offload off the deck, and that's what you want to see. Perfectly timed run to collect the offload, and great feet to finish. So 7-0 here within 30 seconds. And the Tropics restart here. They like their short restarts, however, that was too short. Pretty sloppy, really. Perhaps, Joe, you would have gone long, just put the pressure on the Marines once again?
I'm not sure. The kick-off is such a key feature, and you want to always be winning possession back. It's not like they're going to be defending their score for the whole game. So to put it up short and contested, I think was the right call. Just a little bit poor in the execution.
Marines, though, not resting on their laurels. Showing their physicality, a penalty to them at the breakdown. Quick tap, here they go. They have numbers to this near side, but they opt to go down the short side. Scrappy on the deck. Again, another penalty conceded by the Tropics. Just a little bit too keen there. That's your big Venezuelan man.
Yeah. I played a bit with Fermin at Richmond.
He's a good lad, got some wheels.
Very nice. Very good lads. Some absolutely hair-raising stories on a fun bus from his times in South America.
Well, maybe we'll hear about them in the bar afterwards. Tropics now, winning back the ball after the infringement by the Marines. Switch back inside off the near touchline here, and what wheels! Well, the Tropics give them an inch, and they'll take a whole length of the field. Great score. Quick tap penalty. They called the switch, made it really obvious in front of us here. Inside line, and a great step off the left foot.
Yeah, great comms from the Tropics there. The quick tap, what I loved, running with two hands on the ball, attacking that space, creating a bit of indecision in the defence. And you heard it loud and proud from the wing. Switch, switch, switch. Gave it to him, burst through, and a try time. And 1664, they're right under pressure. Here we go again.
Look at this on the replay. Two hands, called it, switch out the back door. And it was just that first 20 metres of initial acceleration which really burnt away the defence, and there was no cover from the Marines. In the end, an easy score, but well executed, very well executed by the Tropics. Let's see if they get their restart good this time. Well, opting to send it long now into the hands of the flying Marine winger. He sends the ball inside. Looking to go on their own long-range break now. Keeping the ball in one hand. Not giving his teammates many options. A good break, though. Trying to go through the middle now. Stolen by the Tropics, but the referee bringing it back for a high tackle. Penalty to the Marines. So good intent from their own try line. The Marines still with plenty of time on the clock in this half. over 4 minutes played here in this cup final at the LDN Sevens 2018. An option we've not very much seen this weekend. Grubber deep into the corner of the Tropics, taking the simple option to hack that one out into touch. So it will be a line out to the Marines just outside the Tropic 22. What do you make of that option, Joe? Just giving the ball away needlessly, or has it worked out well for them in the end?
Well, it's worked out well for them in the end, obviously. It was a pretty accurate kick. He was a man isolated back there, and as he said, just kept it simple, hacked it out, and it's a good platform for the Marines. I know they're 2 scores down, but one thing they're not going to be short on is camaraderie or resilience. Being in the Marines.
Tight-knit bunch, aren't they? Taking the short option at the line out into the hands of their hot stepper, trying to go through the middle now. He's on his own. Scragged to the deck, but great support. Big cheers from the touchline. In the end, a simple score. What a way to get back in this game for the Marines.
Yep, definitely, and it's their first proper attack, and they've scored. In fact, their first proper attack came in their own 22. They broke pretty well, got that penalty, put the pressure on territorially, and then when they got close into the red zone, they're pretty clinical there, I think, Scotty.
Yeah, they were. Very patient at this line out. Well drilled as well. And look at this for a support line. Just tracking his man. And nobody there from the Tropics to cover that run in. So, the Marines on the scoreboard for the first time in this cup final here from Chiswick Rugby Club this weekend's London Sevens. What a beautiful May bank holiday weekend. Temperature still in the 20s here. Weather we've wanted all year, but the Marines going again. And it's a second score. And that just goes to show how quickly things can change in sevens. This is a final. And what a response from the Marines. A second try within 60 seconds, Joe.
Yep, great bit of play from the Marines. I mean, he is their danger man from the kickoffs. He's so much taller and more athletic than the opposition players. They didn't contest it too hotly, but I think it was just the pressure of having 2 of the Marines searing down on them. It forced the error, and he was a more than willing recipient to snaffle it, get pretty close to the stick, so they missed that conversion. Is that going to be crucial in the final reckonings? Just going to have to find out in this second half.
Well, that could be telling as we approach the closing moments of this game. The first half, well, 2 early scores, 2 quick scores, long-range tries for the Tropics. So at half-time, they lead 14 points to the Royal Marines 12. And it's been a half of 2 halves, shall we say. The Tropics with those 2 early scores. We said at the kickoff how good the Marines are and how well drilled they are, but it was the Tropics on the far touchline that broke through first.
Yeah, and I wonder how much fitness is going to play a part in this final 7 minutes of the LDN Sevens. You would think that the 1664s are going to have more gas in their tank due to their rigorous training and the lives they lead. But the Tropics want it, don't they? They were beaten in the group. They've come back here talking, saying they want to win this final, saying they can win this final. And is that desire going to be enough?
Well, this is already much closer than we saw these 2 teams yesterday, where the Tropics were convincingly beaten. But you can't dispute how much these 2 teams want it. You can tell it's such a fierce contest out there. They're both playing the game very well so far. It's almost like watching a chess game, touch a piece, move a piece. They've been very clinical, both teams. Very well matched so far. Only a conversion between them. 7 minutes away from the prize pot here at the LDN 7. £750 goes to the winner and the much coveted first LDN 7's trophy. But the heat still searing down on this pitch. Seen a lot of rugby, but still looking in immaculate condition. A few subs for both sides at half-time. Get a fresh pair of legs on. Need some experienced heads, some players with a great engine. Need lungs the size of dustbins in this sport. Just waiting for a ball. This perhaps something we've seen quite a lot of this weekend. But a very tranquil setting here, Joe. The pale blue sky just setting on a lovely bank holiday weekend.
It is absolutely beautiful down here, isn't it? Blazing sun by the river. This big green expanse, all those football fields over there. Few extra rugby fields. There's plenty of scope for growth here.
Oh, well, the man who has been rising highest and scored a brace in that first half, landing exceptionally awkwardly, reached for his back immediately, but wow, that looked quite nasty, didn't it, Joe? We've got the physios here and they're going to be straight on to try and have a look at this one. The physio wearing flip-flops, questionable footwear for running onto the pitch, but
real heavy landing there, like leapt highest and just missed, overextended over the man he was jumping over, and it's a real thud when he hit the deck.
I mean, he's a big man. He's been so competitive in the air at the restarts.
He didn't hit his head, which is a relief, but
just seemed to jar his back.
Yeah, grabbing the lower back there immediately.
So I think he seems okay, just being helped up. It looks as if he's going to try and stay on, but maybe just take a couple of minutes. So, I mean, we're only 20 seconds into this second half.
That may be so, but I think every man on that pitch would probably appreciate these extra 2 minutes to suck in a bit of diesel. As we said plenty of times, it's tough going out there.
Yeah. Put the bodies on ice for a few minutes. Just taking a few moments to assess the injury, and I think the player's going to stay on the pitch. He seems okay. I don't blame them for taking a minute. No, he's going off.
No, he's staying on.
Oh, right, okay, fair
staying
play.
On, just moving out into the centres.
So it wasn't as bad as it looked in the end, which is very, very good to see. Very attentive as well. The referee's calling that one straight away.
Pretty social here, mate.
Yeah.
I think the ref is potentially going to give a penalty for that.
And a card.
And a card. That is seriously unfair.
I think that is I think that's a questionable decision. Your Venezuelan friend scored the opening try here. Well, this could be a very telling moment. So, a chance for the Marines to make this extra man count. Yellow card, the Tropics are down to 6. Bit of speed down that far touchline for the Marines, but they've ran into touch, so a chance for the Tropics to try and wind down this sin bin period. And certainly, Joe, I would say that was particularly unfair. It was a fair contest in the air, and they were all looking at the ball. Nobody was really trying to.
You don't want to be critical of referees because, you know, we need them to play the game, and they do a great job, but I think that he can be understandably a little bit livid about that. I don't think that he went for him in the air at all. It was the Marines player overreaching, and it was just a bit of bad luck. So to get a yellow card for that.
I mean, the Marine player, number 14, was pretty much grounded at the point. He just seemed to fall over the Tropics man. Marines back with ball in hand, though, attacking into the Tropics half, getting ever closer to that 22-metre line. Just managing to skip through a few tackles here, and they're going to go through. They're going to go through for their third score. And that sin bin proving costly for the Tropics. That extra man on that far touch would have been very useful. Well, it's still very close for the Tropics. See how this conversion goes, see if they can stretch the lead. But just that extra man, Joe, in defence along the far touchline proving costly.
Yeah, naturally, just a little more space out in the wide areas and exploited well by 1664. They'd like this kick, though, to give them a bit more breathing space.
The Marines player there just taking an opportunity to get some more water, gather himself, lower that heart rate before he takes this, what could be a very telling kick. He missed the previous conversion on the second try. So quite difficult. Difficult strike, he hits the bar, doesn't manage to get it between the sticks. So the Marines lead 17 points to the Tropics 14. Just managing to get the outside break. The fend and the tackle not good from the Tropics. Number 10.
Yeah, a bit of a soft one there on the tackle, but that's the pressure you're under when you're 6'7".
6'7" and 6 feet under at the minute, I'm sure it feels like. Still plenty of time left on the clock. The Tropics, though, going to need to play this one from deep. Big contest at the breakdown. Tropics just been brushed off the ball. They've still managed to retain it, though. They need to get numbers in. Try and wind this sin bin period down. The Marines have won it, though. Step off the left foot from the breakdown, and they're going to go in for their fourth score. Defending one man down in the 15s game is hard enough, but when there's only 7 on the pitch and you're down to 6, it becomes even more difficult.
Good composure from the Marines there, though. They managed to decode the defence each time, work their way through. It's a real mountain to climb for the Tropics now. A massive support for these Marines on the touchline as well.
Well, just goes to show how important that extra man is. The Marines, though, how fierce are they at the breakdown? They're just completely relentless. Think how hot it is down there. Wow. The conversion off the upright. So they do need more than a converted score, the Tropics, to get this one. Sloppy defending around the fringes, Joe.
Yeah, you said yourself there in the first half, 7s can change in a heartbeat. So 14-22 down, no need to panic for the Tropics just yet. They got all 7 men on the park. Get this ball back. Get an attack together.
Well, a chance for the Tropics to get some possession from the restart. That's gone straight out, or bounced out rather. So the Tropics will have a line out. 2 minutes on the clock. They're going to need to get this ball out wide into the hands of their gasmen. We've seen how easily they can carve up a defence. But that's sloppy at the line out. Gone forward off a Tropic hand. So it'll be a scrum to the Marines, looking to come away with their second title this weekend from the Aldian Sevens here at Chiswick Rugby Club. The Tropics currently trail 14 to the Marines 22. Big scrum, and just look at the strength at the set piece. But it's going to be another score here, and that comes from a dominant scrum. The Tropics just not enough weight in the pack, and I think now the Marines know that they've got this in the bag.
I think that's the ball game, Scotty. Great play from the Marines. What a second half. They really turned it on, as you said. Hugely muscular in all the contact regions, and they've taken the contact, the tackles. They've brushed the Tropic off a few times. They'll be disappointed with their one-on-one defence. And it looks like the final whistle's going to go after this kick, and I know they are going to be rapt to be winning this tournament and that £750 purse. It's going to make a big difference to their season. They're a self-funded side, apart from a bit of sponsorship they seek themselves. So good on the RM 1664s, I say.
Well, that was a very close game. The first half ended 14-12 to the Tropics, and we knew it was going to be a big finish. But that sin binning right off the restart in the end, proving costly to the Tropics. The final score here from the Cup final at the LDN Sevens. Tropics 14, the Royal Marine 1664s 27, and what a weekend we've had here. Some great rugby been played, and the Marines just taking a knee. It means so much to them, not only to take this cup final, but the Marauders winning the plate final, the social competition side of things. Their development side clearly doing well, and we'll see some of those Marauders progressing through to their elite side. And look at that camaraderie, they're delighted. They pick up the prize fund, they pick up the trophy, and they pick up the winner's medal. A great weekend, good to see number 14 on his feet after that knock at the start of the first half, but that sin bin certainly influencing the way that game went. And that is it on the pitch from this weekend's LDN Sevens. We're going to get Joe over to have a chat with players from both teams in just a few moments' time. And I think he's over there now. You can just see to the right of your picture with the winning captain from the Royal Marine 1664s. They're victorious at this weekend's London Sevens. I'm sure they're going to be delighted. Let's see what they've got to say after taking the title here in the cup final.
So, an epic comeback.
So let's head over to Joe now, who's with some of the Marine boys who have just taken the title here at the LDN Sevens 2018.
So an epic comeback from the RM 1664s, the crowd favourites. They came from 14 points down to absolutely dominate the second half. 5 tries scored without response after yielding 2 early tries. Did you boys feel you were on the ropes for a little bit from the start there?
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, we did. Dogs was really good showing in the start, really good, moving the ball out really well. Yeah.
Obviously it's great to lift the trophy. It's your season ahead, isn't it?
Yeah, I think one of the big news.
Making a big circuit. Without that, so. Other tournaments.
Yeah, if I chuck the ball over, I'm going to try and see if I can throw it up.
I better stay back. Oh, Rich could have let me know, man. Am I supposed to stand though? That's the first guy I would have gone for as well. My God, Romy, look at that colour. That's good. Are we still using those cameras? Are we still using those cameras to film? Oh, fuck, yeah.
But they can't walk between you and the camera and trip over that.
Well, what I can do is I can do my chat. I do my chat, and he can talk while I'm putting the medals on him. Yeah. So what we're doing, so trying to come through first. They're going to get their medals. They're coming from one side. Yeah. We're all just going to come through. They're going to get their medals. Give them away. They're going to go out front. And then top is going to come through. Get their medals. Then they're going to come through. Give them the banner. They're going to go out front. I'm going to walk round. Yeah. And then once you finish, you can have done that.
Well, you know, give it a burn.
Yeah.
the middle and go that way. Right? Go back round 4 times. Once he starts giving it to them, they give you the mic, you just talk through it, and then they're going to get the mic, they're going to get the banners, throw it, everything else. But obviously, you're always.
You stand this side. Yeah, so I'm out of shot.
Kind of thing, yeah.
Guys, ready? Ready? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We've come to the business end. We've come to the end of the business end of the first inaugural LDN Sevens Festival here at Chiswick Rugby Club, West London. What I'm going to do now is we've just had the plate final and the cup final. It's all been tied up. Now is a medals presentation and the trophy presentation to the winners. So what I'd like to do first is call up the runners-up of the plate, Scottish Tigers.
Oh my God. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, mate. Fucking absolute fucking mate. It is on your wall, mate. Cheers, mate. Fucking hell, you didn't think you were getting a fucking medal today, did you, Bizzard? Thank you so fucking much, mate. Cheers, buddy. Nice one. Oh, mate. Fucking legend. I love it. Getting to get some fucking therapy pictures. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Good. You get one as well. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
Let's get the refs.
Yeah. And now we'd like to call up the 3 referees that refereed the plate and the final. Big round of applause for the referees, please. Everyone gets a medal, boys. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Never to be seen again, but thanks very much. Cheers, mate. Absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for today. Right, guys, now we're moving on to the winners of the plate, the RM Marauders. Cheers, bud. I haven't really fucking seen you at all this weekend. I played the whole game. I know you did the final. Thank you very much, man. Absolute pleasure. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much. Thanks so much. If you walk over there, I'll fucking move over there. Boys? Thank you very much. 1, 2. Okay, then moving on. It was a great, exciting final of the LDN Sevens Cup. The Tropics raced out to a big lead. The Royal Marines pegged them back and managed to find something in the tank just to push them over the final finish line. So I'd like to bring up the runners-up of the cup first, led out by Dan James of the Tropics. Well done, boys.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, big man.
Cheers.
Yeah, no.
Hello, wasn't too big.
Is what it is.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. I'll actually give a talk about it, certainly. Cheers, mate. Rosie. Sit. Sit. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we came here for. We came here to win the cup. It's the inaugural LDN Sevens winners, the RM 1664. Thank you so much. Yeah, absolutely. Mate, absolutely. You'll get one of the other ones as well. Thank you so much. Cheers for the time. Bigger and better next year. We've got to come back. Yeah. Fucking one. Cheers, man. Quality? Oh, man. Well done, man. Cheers. Yes. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this so fucking tall. Cheers, buddy. Cheers. Thank you very much. Cheers, mate. Always is. Cheers, mate. Thank you. What can I fucking say, man? It's fucking incredible. No favouritism or anything like that. Stay there a sec. Stay there a sec. Funny.
Where's the silverware? He's going to come over. Hands are on the toilet.
Where's the plate? Frisbee that plate, babe.
That was about 3 seconds.
Dilly.
Sustained celebration. So, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a magic weekend's rugby here at the LDN Sevens. You can rest assured that the country is in safe hands overseas and on the rugby pitch as the Royal Marines make it a unique double in the inaugural LDN Sevens. They leave champions with the plate and the cup. But for now, boys, it's party time, isn't it?
Smash it up!
This has been the LDN Sevens 2018, the first one. It's coming back bigger and better next year. But from everyone here, it is good evening.
Nice.